But through focus on Kirloskar Oil, the entry into hyperscale data centers, let's try and understand this a little bit better. We've got Gauri Kirloskar, MD at Kirloskar Oil Engines, joining in on the show right now. Gauri, great to have you on ET Now. Thank you so much for your time today. Tell me about this recently secured major 192 megawatt order that you won from Hypernext. Share the details of the deal with us. I mean, it is a technological milestone for your organization.
Thank you very much. Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today. So yes, this 192 megawatt order does represent a major technological milestone for us. So as a company, we've been trying to move into the high horsepower range, and we've really expanded our genset portfolio in the last couple of years into the high horsepower range. And the data center segment is actually the fastest growing customer segment in this range. So for this order, we're supplying 96 units of our 2500 kVA OptiPrime dual core power systems. And this deal is significant for us because Hypernext, our customer, is pioneering India's first 800-volt DC power architecture data center layout, which is specifically designed to power heavy cloud and AI workloads. And what this means for us is that the actual demand for the power generator solution needs absolute power precision. It needs to have rapid transient response and zero tolerance for voltage drops. So winning this contract for us actually proves that our platforms and our systems can meet these global engineering standards, as well as do them in the most highly technical environments. So I think, I'm very proud that the team has been able to engineer this kind of solution totally in-house at our engineering center here in Pune. The IP is Indian-owned, and we're able to now compete with, the legacy brands, the international brands in the market.
Ms. Kirloskar, how does revenue recognition play out? Does it start to play out FY27? Do we wait till FY28? Give us some timelines.
Yeah, sure. So, it depends on the execution. Of course, this is a large order and it's a composite contract. And what I mean by that is that we will be supplying the units in this financial year, but it also includes a long-term service contract as well. So the execution is over the near term for this order.
Okay. Give us a sense of the quantum because there's no number attached to it. If you can give us a sense of how large this is for you.
On a customer, like on an individual customer basis, I'm not able to give that kind of information out, unfortunately.
The other piece, Ms. Kirloskar, is the fact that does this mean more orders for you? Because this is obviously breakthrough. You described that. Does this mean more orders start coming in this domain for you? And how quickly do they start coming through? Are you in talks with one or multiple other potential customers?
Sure. I think, what's important is that the technology we actually are selling to our data center customers, which is this OptiPrime dual core power system, that's relevant. And I think, if you'll allow me, I'll talk a little bit about that because that'll give a sense of how we're competing in a space which, is largely has legacy brands in the space. So what's happening in data centers is data centers actually transitioning from traditional cloud computing to AI inference. And that has actually changed the rules for the kind of power systems that they now want. And what I mean by this is AI inference actually creates very highly volatile and fluctuating power loads, and traditional single block large engines actually can't run efficiently when say there's a drop in demand in the server demand. So what happens is the engine is now running at, it's not running at peak efficiency, and there's a phenomenon known as wet stacking that occurs, which is when the engine starts getting damaged by unburned fuel. So what we've designed for our system is we actually have smaller engine cores that can cater to whatever the power requirement is. And this allows the whole system to run at peak efficiency, eliminating this problem that I just described. The other advantage that it has is that you can actually service safely the smaller engines when the whole system is not running at full load. And this means that you can actually have the system uptime all the time, which is extremely critical for these data center customers. So our hope, in terms of answering your question, our hope is that we will be able to, since we've now gotten a pretty large order, the execution is extremely critical for us, that we get that done successfully, and I'm sure that we will. And of course, we are in talks with other customers. As you know, there is a big demand in the data center infrastructure build out, whether it is in India, given the incentives by the government, or whether it's also in international markets, whether that's North America or Western Europe. And I think what's also important is in North America and Western Europe, there are very, very stringent emission norm requirements, as well as sustainability targets and corporate net zero targets that potential customers look at. And we are able to meet all of those emission norms and requirements, as well as the technological requirements that these customers have. So certainly hope that we can capture some of this opportunity.
Right. So just very quickly, where is it that you see this business, say, in the next 2 to 3 years for you?
It's very difficult to give a number. I think, as most people who are tracking this space are aware, is the AI infrastructure boom, and the demand for that is changing every day, frankly. And if you look at specifically what's happening in some of the Western markets, you actually even see that the power systems have moved from backup, functioning as emergency backup, to actually primary power, because a lot of the lines for just getting a utility connection are stretching into 2 to 3 years. So it's very hard to say what the number would be. I think for us, we're at the first step where we've won an order. We need to execute it successfully. We hope that we can capture more of the opportunity, and it's something that we'll take step by step.
Right. Okay, Gauri, great to have you today on the show. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.